If you've ever felt stuck with your style or your wardrobe, maybe these fashion lessons will help you out. Hello, outfit lovers. Welcome back to my channel. Stick around if you enjoy discussing personal style and creative outfits. This year, I've learned a number of fashion lessons that have not only helped me refine my style, but to get more comfortable and creative with what I choose to wear. These lessons resulted from me experimenting with my clothes, recreating Pinterest outfits, thinking deeply about what I want when I get dressed and my personal style, and a big closet cleanout. I'd love to talk through these lessons with you because maybe you felt the same as me when it comes to you and your style. I'd also like to talk a little bit about my 2026 fashion goals, so stick around for that. Let's get into these fashion lessons that I've learned in 2025. The first lesson is we do not have to dress for our body shape. Body shape analysis for women traditionally aims to dress every shape to mimic an hourglass, and that's because an hourglass is traditionally seen as the ideal body figure. As you know, women's bodies have been scrutinized for many, many years and also go through trend cycles. The great thing about these modern times is that we're moving away from dressing for the male gaze, and now we're experimenting with more unique and creative silhouettes that don't necessarily need to define the waist. Now, if you enjoy dressing for your body shape, or you feel your outfit is not right without waist definition, that is perfectly okay, and I'm not judging. However, we shouldn't be expected to dress like that just because society says it's something that we should do. We don't have to minimize the bust, or balance the hips, or soften the shoulders if you don't want to. If you're someone with broad shoulders who enjoys structured and angular clothing, then chances are you enjoy emphasizing your shoulders instead. And in terms of silhouettes, there are so many out there to try, and you might discover a silhouette that's said to not work for your body type, actually to your liking. Personally, I love a straight silhouette, like this for example. Do I need waist definition in every single outfit? No. And that's because I'm learning what silhouettes I like and what I feel comfortable in. And that's the lesson I learned. Learn the types of outfit proportions that make you feel good, whether that's oversized, fitted, a combination of both, where you like volume in your outfit or want to be more minimal. Just experiment because fashion can be so fun when we stop holding ourselves back. You'll most likely learn more about your personal style if you focus on the types of styles you like instead, such as streetwear, classic minimalism, vintage, coastal, etc. Think about the textures you like and how they can be combined in an outfit. Think about the colors you like and the ones that make you feel alive. Specific outfit proportions such as wide leg pants, puff sleeve tops, empire dresses. And to experiment with these new types of styles in a more sustainable manner, you could try a rental service, but also hunting around a thrift store can uncover some pretty unique treasures. The second fashion lesson that I've learned in 2025 is that replicating a Pinterest outfit exactly does not teach you about your personal style. There have been times I've been scrolling through Pinterest looking for inspiration, and I've been tempted to go out and look for those exact pieces from an outfit that I like. But luckily I realized I shouldn't be doing that, and let's break down why. When you're recreating a Pinterest outfit piece for piece, you're not learning why the outfit works. Pinterest outfits we see online might be styled for a different lifestyle, a different climate, different proportions, different color preferences, and even different body proportions. So when you replicate a Pinterest outfit exactly and something feels off, you might end up thinking that you did something wrong, but really the outfit was not designed for your reality in the first place, especially if you're not understanding how to recreate it in your own way. And when I say body proportions, I'm not saying you have to dress for your body shape, as I've already mentioned in the first lesson. But I'll give you an example of what I mean in this context. I really like this outfit. It's witchy and it's whimsical. I love how the fabrics drape on this person, and I love how the clothing fits. If I were to buy these same pieces to replicate the outfit, it would not look the same. I know that I have wider hips and thighs, so I wouldn't get that straight silhouette. I learned that I can appreciate how an outfit looks on someone else while recognizing that those same pieces would not work on me the way that I want them to, because that person made it for them and their body, not mine. And that's perfectly okay. Another point on this is that we often see a static image and strategic posing. Will this outfit look good with movement? Is it even comfortable? What we see on Pinterest can be an idealized version of the outfit, and it might not actually work in real life. Remember that people can manipulate their clothing, stand in certain ways to hide flaws, or just take the outfit off afterwards because it's not practical for daily life. So I learned we should take Pinterest outfits with a grain of salt. It's better to analyze the outfit itself and to see what aspects might work for you, such as the outfit proportions, the color story, the style of layering if there is any, what type of shoes did they choose, and why. Learn to look closely at a Pinterest outfit and how to dissect it, and then you can recreate it using your own clothes, or maybe put something on your thrift wish list. Knowing the how and the why behind the styling can help you to see Pinterest as inspiration without the need to copy and paste. And on that same brainwave, copying outfits from Pinterest only creates a dependence on others. You might start to think that you can only dress well if you copy something. You start to forget your own outfit formulas and how you like to put things together. You become less intuitive and start to buy pieces that will only work in that exact outfit. You might even become a clone, not an individual who dresses based on the colors, the textures, the outfit proportions that you like. If the outfit does not feel authentically you, then why wear it? Authenticity is in these days, and while learning your style can be difficult and frustrating, it is so rewarding when you finally get to that point where you feel like you're dressing like you. And it really shows. Sometimes I'm tempted to copy a Pinterest outfit piece by piece, but then I remind myself, as long as I know the why behind the outfit, then I am able to create it using my own clothes and my own style. And that's the most important. The next lesson I learned in 2025 is to figure out which aesthetics not only speak to me, but that I would realistically wear. Identifying which aesthetics you like and work for you not only helps to make getting dressed easier, but also helps to make shopping easier as well. You start to see more quickly which pieces would work cohesively with the styles that you like to wear, and it helps keep you from buying pieces for your fantasy life or pieces that you'll never wear because it just doesn't work for your lifestyle. One key point in this lesson is that you need to figure out which aesthetics you admire versus the ones you would actually wear in real life and not just for social media photo shoots. You can appreciate a super grungy outfit or a more coquettish look while recognizing that it might not be your own personal style. I often see beautifully curated minimal outfits in neutrals that I truly admire, but deep down, I know that I often like to dress more eclectic and colorful. And if I tried to fit myself into a minimalistic box, I know I would only be wasting my time and money. Taking time to understand your style preferences and what realistically works for you is so important. Now let's talk about how to notice these patterns and preferences. If you use Pinterest, check for similar styles or silhouettes that you've previously saved. Are there certain aesthetics that you see yourself gravitating towards consistently? Now take a look into your digital closet or wherever you've saved your outfits and take note of what you've actually been reaching for in your closet. This is a huge insight into your style. Your most worn clothes and outfits often reveal the aesthetics that make you feel most like yourself. The pieces you tend to avoid or the outfits you consider a fail could indicate some possible aesthetics that you just don't feel aligned with. For example, I love cottagecore, vintage styles, and I can easily find pieces in my wardrobe that I can incorporate into all these aesthetics, and I enjoy wearing them. A few years ago, I bought a pair of black jogger-style cargo pants, and they've actually already been decluttered from my closet. I had tried a streetwear look, pairing it with a graphic tee and a baseball cap, and honestly, I just felt so uncomfortable and self-conscious all day because the look was absolutely not me. I just could never style them in a way that felt like me, even when mixing aesthetics. And now I know not to buy cargo pants. Another important aspect when knowing which aesthetics you like is to know if it works for your lifestyle or not. This could involve your daily activities, your job, the climate, and the general environment in which you're living. Maybe you live in a small town and wearing extravagant maximalist outfits makes you feel uncomfortable. Or you work from home and need to prioritize comfort over feeling glam and chic. Maybe you enjoy hyper-feminine silhouettes, but you have a toddler to chase around all day. Your style clicks when it matches your own lifestyle and not your Pinterest fantasy life. It's also very possible to mix aesthetics to have even more fun with your style. It's kind of like finding ingredients to a recipe, and you can experiment to find the best results. Mix a feminine, large-collared top with athletic pants. Mix Western and coastal. I don't know. Just have fun with it. I want to go over some signs that might help you decide whether or not an aesthetic is for you. The first is that you might feel like you're wearing a costume. I love alternative looks on other people, but it just doesn't feel right on me. Maybe you're not feeling comfortable or confident. People can tell when you don't like your outfits, whether you're adjusting it a lot or trying to shrink yourself or hide your outfit. When we like our outfits, we feel good in it and we feel confident. Or maybe you're not reaching for the pieces that fit that aesthetic. For example, you love the Y2K low-rise jeans, but you feel awkward every time you wear them, so they just sit in the back of your closet. I've started learning which aesthetics work for me and my lifestyle, and that has really helped my own personal style. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we do not have to be limited by aesthetics. And I know this might seem like a total contradiction to the last fashion lesson I learned, but I promise you, it makes sense. Aesthetics can be helpful as inspiration or starting points, but it doesn't always need to be the destination. Do you know what I mean? Somewhere along the line, we started treating aesthetics as identities instead of just inspiration. And it's okay if an outfit does not fit neatly into a label. Many outfits that people end up wearing in real life end up being a mix of comfort, mood, maybe even just what's clean that day, how the weather is. All of these can affect your choices of getting dressed that day. We don't need to force a label on an outfit if you're just not feeling it that day. It can make styling more difficult and can even make you resent your clothes in that moment. If you're trying to find your style, I think it's more important to ask yourself, do I like it, instead of which aesthetic is this? I don't think this negates everything I said in the last fashion lesson, but there definitely are days where we don't need to be thinking about aesthetics, but simply how we're wanting our outfits to look and feel that day. Constantly needing to label an outfit can also affect our creativity when it comes to experimenting with making new outfits. Also, dressing by mood is often more intuitive than following an aesthetic. Ask yourself how you want your outfit to feel. Do you want it to feel cozy, powerful, playful? Our mood changes pretty often, and so do our outfits. You don't need to feel boxed in by certain aesthetics, especially on a day that you don't feel like it, because it's perfectly normal for style to be inconsistent, and honestly, that is the beauty of personal style. I would never say that personal style has to be consistent in aesthetics day to day, and it is more about seeing recurring patterns in your outfits, the textures you love, the colors you're drawn to, and the silhouettes you like to play with. Just remember that you don't owe anyone an explanation when it comes to your outfit. You don't need a label or an aesthetic. You just need the outfit to feel like you. Maybe you're thinking that you need to choose between this lesson and the other lesson, but one thing I've learned is that both of these lessons apply to me. I enjoy playing around with aesthetics that I love and labeling my outfits, but I also love experimenting with my outfits because it's freeing and it just doesn't need a label. All I know is that the outfit feels like me, and that's enough. This next lesson is so important for us to understand, but also very difficult for many of us, including me, to put into practice because buying new clothes is a really tough habit to overcome. But let's break this down a bit and see if it will help. Most of the time, the problem is not that we don't have enough clothes, but that we don't have enough ways to put them together. We don't usually go shopping for full outfits at one time, but individual pieces, and sometimes we don't know how to style them in more than one outfit. When we wear our clothes the same way over and over again, it is so easy to get bored of them, and then we want more clothes. So this is where outfit formulas come in, and it's not just one outfit, but it's a template that we can use to switch pieces in and out to always keep the outfit feeling fresh. Examples of outfit formulas you might enjoy wearing include a dress, a sweater, and boots, a skirt, a top, and a cardigan, or a button-down, a vest, and pants. You can swap the colors, the styles, and the fabrics, but the general structure always stays the same. And these outfit formulas can really reduce decision fatigue when it comes to getting dressed. It not only makes getting dressed faster, but helps us to avoid that nothing to wear feeling. Experimenting with new outfit formulas that you've never tried before really helps to make our old clothes feel new because you're styling them in new ways. For example, try winterizing your summery dress with some boots, tights, and a sweater. When we're bored of our typical and overused outfit formulas, or we don't know how to style something we own, then we tend to shop. We all have to remember that shopping is not the solution, and it does not automatically bring us better style. The easiest way to find out which outfit formulas are our go-tos is to see which outfits we typically wear and to take note of the patterns. Write down the formula you see and not the individual pieces. And if you only have a couple of outfit formulas as your go-tos, then try experimenting with a few more to see if that helps you with your outfit boredom. Remember that your personal style is a journey, and it will often take time and experimentation. You don't need more clothes. You just need more outfit formulas. People not getting my outfits is a lesson that I've learned as I've gotten older and increasingly more comfortable with wearing eclectic or out there pieces. Of course, it's natural for us to want validation, and it can be isolating when it feels like we're the only ones who understand our outfits and what we're trying to express. But I promise you, what you think about your outfit is the most important, not hateful comments on the internet and not judgy people from your small town. But we also need to understand that everyone has different style preferences, and style is a form of communication. Not everyone speaks the same language. For those who express confusion or even negative opinions about your outfit, it does not mean your outfit is bad. Maybe they're just trying to understand it, or maybe they're just being mean, and that's really a reflection on them and not on you. People online tend to be extremely vocal about the things they dislike, and with style being so personal, I'm sure you've understood by now that people will have their opinions. A healthy discourse about your outfit can actually be eye-opening and give you new ideas. I've learned to be open to other people's opinions and their constructive criticism, and not to take mean comments to heart. It is the internet after all. Anyway, people do see fashion through their own lens, whether it be their lifestyle, their comfort zone, or what they were taught is normal about putting together outfits. So maybe if they don't get it, it's actually challenging their rules about what they know about putting together outfits. But we need to remember that personal style is just that, personal. And we don't need our outfits to appeal to everyone. But when it comes to social media, this can be a difficult mindset to have, and I think it's an important discussion to have as well. Outfits that are considered a little out there do not always get the same attention or praise that conventional outfits might get, classic, minimal, or people who follow trends. There are exceptions, of course, but people do like what's familiar. Many people follow others whose style they resonate with, but I think it's also good to follow people whose style makes you question, wonder, and maybe inspire you to add that extra pop of color or that tiny bit of pattern mixing into your own outfit. We can learn techniques from others without it completely changing our own style. Like I said in the last lesson, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your outfit. Our outfits can exist without the need for justification or validation from others. But if it gets you down a little bit when other people express disapproval for your outfit, maybe practice being kind to yourself and ask yourself first and foremost, do I like this outfit? And does it feel like me? We don't have to dress for understanding, but we should be dressing for expression if that's what we want. Hopefully in your life, offline or online, you have found a group of supportive fashion people who love and appreciate fashion the way you do, no matter what styles they have. Having a group of supportive people helps to drown out the negativity and keeps you focused on your goal of dressing in a way that makes you feel good. So I've been busy the past few weeks doing a big closet clean out, and if you have not watched those videos yet, you absolutely should, and I'll link them down in the description. As I've previously said, I have a hoarder mentality when it comes to my clothes. A lot of them feel special to me, and that makes it very difficult to declutter them, even though they're obviously not fitting right or working for me anymore. So I've been learning how to declutter these pieces without the sadness. Decluttering gets difficult when it feels like a loss, when we think about all the money we've spent, maybe we might see potential for the future, or we hope we can just fit in it again someday. But we really need a different mindset when it comes to mindful decluttering. Because decluttering isn't about having less, but it is about making space for the clothes that we love, the ones that we reach for, and the ones that we really enjoy wearing. So we need to be clear about our why. Why are we decluttering? This way, decisions are so much easier to make. Some examples of why we need to declutter include, I want getting dressed to feel less chaotic, I want a closet full of clothes I'll actually wear, or I want to enjoy my clothes more. Knowing the why helps us to avoid some of the guilt when it comes to how much money we've spent, how little we've worn an item, and the what-ifs that always invade our brain during decluttering. We need to understand that letting go is progress and not a failure. The items that we're deciding to let go of have served their purpose, whether that's after years of wear, or maybe we didn't wear it at all, but it serves as a lesson to teach us to never buy things like that again. Knowing the why helps us to trust our decisions down the road. And maybe your why is that you don't want to deal with uncomfortable fabrics anymore, you want comfort only. Or you're just not inspired by boring pieces in your wardrobe anymore. You want creativity and individuality. Discovering our why when it comes to decluttering is actually pretty simple if you just ask yourself a few questions. What frustrates me when getting dressed? What do I avoid wearing? How do I want to feel when I get dressed? And what do I wish my closet made easier? When the why is clear, decluttering becomes less emotional and more empowering. You don't even have to use the word declutter if that feels harsh to you. A wardrobe edit is the same idea, but it makes you think along the lines of refining your wardrobe instead. I'm obviously still learning this myself, and I hope to utilize this strategy more in my next closet cleanout. Well, these are some of the fashion lessons that I learned in 2025 and that I hope to carry with me into the new year and beyond. Talking about it helps to make me think more clearly about it, but I also hope it gives you some clarity as well so that you can apply these lessons to your life if you need them. I'd love to hear your thoughts about these lessons down in the comments if you've ever felt similarly or have other lessons that you learned this past year. And before we go, I would just like to discuss some of my fashion goals for the upcoming year. First of all, I've decided I'm not going to be doing a no-buy because I'm not really a no-buy person. I love thrifting, I love finding that new to me piece, and I don't want to feel guilty if I end up breaking my rules that I will inevitably break because sometimes I love finding a new piece of clothing. I've been considering a low buy, but I think for now I will just monitor how many items come in and go from there. I'm not using this as an excuse to go extreme shopping. If I find that I'm doing too much frivolous shopping, then I will definitely control my intake. But if that happens, then we will talk about a low buy, and you have every right to hold me accountable. My main fashion goal for 2026 is to wear all of my clothing over the course of a year. I think with the sheer amount of clothing that I have, it might be a little difficult, but I also love layering, so that makes it easier to wear more of my clothing at one time. Now, tracking this will be a little challenging because my digital closet includes everything in my analytics, including accessories and jewelry, and those are things I'm not too concerned about tracking over the year and how often I wear them, especially since a lot of the jewelry is vintage and inherited from my grandma, so it doesn't really matter if I wear it or not. I will always keep it around. But what I do want is to wear my clothes. I think the easiest way to track this is to go to my least worn items in each clothing category and start from there. As the year progresses, I'll use the least worn items to help me decide what to wear, and hopefully by the end of the year, everything will have at least one wear. This will force me to reach for the clothes that I haven't been reaching for and figure out why I have not been wearing them. This will be great data to help with any upcoming seasonal cleanouts, and we'll probably do a video on this about a year from now to discuss my progress. So that's my main fashion goal, and I'd love to hear if you have any fashion goals for 2026. Are you doing a no-buy, a low-buy, 75 hard challenge? I'd love to hear about it. I don't tend to do normal New Year's resolutions anymore, as I always break them, and so I think having one main fashion goal is much more likely to be completed, especially if we're able to get concrete evidence of it. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos in the future. I'll see you in the next video, and Happy New Year! Bye!